Hey guys, Mcfixit here. Today we're going to be working on a screen door that the rail is messed up on. Sometimes it works fine, and then other times it just kind of gets caught, and you got to kind of keep wiggling it to get it to go. What happened is this bottom rail is made out of vinyl, and the vinyl has begun to crack. The sun sets in this direction against the house, so all afternoon, all evening, the sun hits that. You can see discoloration on different parts of it, and actually right about here, and I'll show you in a few minutes, is all cracked. And so we're going to go ahead and put a new rail that is aluminum in, and that way it should last a very, very long time. Here are the tools that you're going to need for this project. First and foremost, you need your new sliding plate. It might be hard to see, but there is a beveled edge here. It is hollow on the inside. I'll have a link in the description where you can get one of these through Amazon. One thing is they do not able to cut half sizes, so you may have to cut a little bit off, and if that's the case, you're going to need some kind of saw to be able to do that. You can get one of these, which are really nice, or you can just go old school and just cut it. Not super hard. I think it's aluminum. You will want something to clean out that sill, so some Dawn dish soap and water and a spray bottle with some paper towels works really well. If you are going to cut it, I would encourage you to use some kind of tape to make sure you do it, and you got to use some kind of marker, and then also tape. You also may want some kind of blade of some sort to go ahead and clean out, as well as a flathead. That works well. And you will also need a Phillips screwdriver, some gloves just to make the project clean. One thing is, this is just about 1/8 of an inch too small for that gap. It was the only one I could find online, and so some spline from a window works really well. That's some old spline, doesn't really matter. So you might need a spline tool, or you could probably use a flathead and get away with it, and something to cut the spline with. And those are the tools you need to complete this project. So the first step is actually to loosen up these two screws. This one does have two sets of screws on both sides. Don't mess with those. Just this one right here and this one right here, and lefty-loosey. This will move the wheel up to allow us to put a flathead screwdriver in on the other side. Do remember where this was located, so you do have the option of putting it kind of similar to what it was before, and we'll play around with that a little bit towards the end of the video to make it perfect, but that should allow the wheels inside of here to be able to be lifted up much easier. Now we flipped back outside to come on the deck, and so the next thing you're going to do is get your flathead screwdriver right about where that wheel was, and go ahead and try to lift it up out of that groove, which is not always the easiest to do. Sometimes you do have to kind of push down on the, there it goes. We'll do the same thing on the other side. Okay. Now the screen door will naturally just kind of fall out the top as well, as that is angled. So if you look up here, you can see the screen door is out. And if it is too difficult to do, you can also come in here and get these ones and loosen up on the top as well, but a lot of times you won't have to do that. Go ahead and remove the screen door and put it off to the side. Now, I mentioned a little bit ago that there was some damage. This is where the bulk of the damage is. Right here, you can see it just kind of grooves right down. So every time that screen door was coming to this lip, it was getting caught. So the next thing you can do is go ahead and grab your flathead screwdriver and go ahead and head towards the end. And there is quite a bit of a gap, and you can just go ahead and start lifting this out. And it should come out as one piece like it just did there. The next step is to go ahead and clean all this out. There is literally gunk in that from years of being on this house. So go ahead and spray it all down, all the way down on both sides. And you can even let it sit in there a minute or two if you want to. That'll help break up all that dirt and grime. You can also take a flathead and kind of go from one side to the other if that's what you would like. Whatever makes it easiest for you to be able to do it. Get some shop towels or some good thick paper towels and go ahead and start cleaning that up. Your flathead can also work really good to just kind of get especially these corners. Get some of that extra gunk out. So this doesn't have to be perfect, but you do want it relatively clean throughout the entire thing. And now the next step is to go ahead and get a tape measure and put it down in that groove. And so if you are ordering it online, you will want to go ahead and take this part off before. So that is 70 inches on the dot. And so I'm probably going to do about 69 and a half. How I had it cut originally was at that 70-inch mark, but I want to go ahead and trim that back a little bit, maybe actually 69 3/4, just to give it a little bit of wiggle room on both sides. So 69 3/4. So if you have a vise or a clamp, you can definitely use this, or just put it on a long table. Vise does help just give you a little bit extra. Go ahead and take that blue painter's tape. Get a nice little piece for yourself. Put it off to the side. Go ahead and get out your tape measure and go ahead and measure to the end. So now you have your tape measure out. You're going to go ahead and put the piece of tape around that portion. That is going to be close to 69 3/4. And then you're going to go ahead and mark it at 69 3/4. So because it is aluminum, you do have a lot of options. I'm going to go ahead and use the multi-tool, but you definitely do not have to use the multi-tool. And that's it. Cut pretty straight right in half, and then you can go ahead and take your piece of tape off. If you do have anything that sticks on the edge, you can go ahead and kind of bump that off, either back with the multi-tool or even this. So the next step is to go ahead and take your newly cut piece, go ahead and set it in one side. You may have to kind of bring it up and over. It should sit kind of flush with that. And then remember, there is that little bit of a gap that we are going to have to go ahead and put the spline in. So the spline tool can help a lot on this part. When we're putting this in, you go ahead and just put that spline in, and that will take care of it. So I'm going to put the spline closest to the door. And there is a beveled edge that is the one you want to use. I wish I didn't have to use this spline, but that is the only thing I found online that I could get one of these without spending $200 or $300 for a new vinyl piece. So that is why I went with this method. Again, if you want a little bit more perfection, you can pay for it, and same principles apply, except you won't have to use the spline. This product was very affordable, and they also kind of give you the extra scrap from whatever the size was that you bought. And they do email you or call you and ask you for the exact size that you want. Now when you get down to the end here, this is where you'll get your knife. Go ahead and kind of guess where that's going to be. Cut it. Then go ahead and put that last little piece in. And you may want to go back down and forth a couple of times, but that is really good and in there. So the next thing to do is go ahead and put your door back on. So with your door, make sure you do have, the part that is like flush with this right here on the inside. Don't put this on the outside because it'll catch on the other side on the inside. So this has to go against the inside. So the first step is to go ahead and get this into the track up top and get the bottom kind of as close to the door as possible. Then the next step is to go ahead and get your flathead and go same place right where the wheels are, and on this side right where the wheels are, and let them get in place where they need to go. And you should be able to just briefly test to make sure that works. We still have to lock down those screws. So now you can go ahead and screw down to about the same spot you had these before as our first test, and you may need to tighten them up or loosen them because it is a new one down there, so you have the ability. Also, if you have any of the screws up top that you tightened down or unscrewed, make sure you tighten those back down too. So here's our final test, and it works perfect. Again, just how it should. It allows it to move right on that track really well. Go ahead and throw this away. Your project is done. Make sure you clean up the rest of your area. If this was helpful, please like and subscribe. Leave a comment if you do have any questions.